Today's story begins. We are told that there has been a fruit all over the world in which nothing happens to men, but it is no less than a disaster for the arts. Almost the entire family session is gone from this world, but there is one girl who is still alive, and he is in the middle of this forest with you looking at me with anger. You can't say that she is a girl, because Hindi has given him the appearance of a boy, that any death can be known, otherwise he will become like the one who lives and cannot see. The source of anger is not the same. Her immune system is different from other girls, and that's why this player hasn't touched it yet. Hindi is trying its best to move ahead and remain safe. Now both of them were talking like they were sleeping inside a room. Actually, Raj had lost his mother when he was only 5 years old. He doesn't even remember her shape. That's why Hindi keeps telling him some things about us. That's what we learn from those things, because we have to live life. Why is it captured? And the biggest thing, why is there a difference between right and wrong? They keep talking to each other the whole night. And when all is said and done, it becomes clear. When Hindi came out, there was a sudden silence there. The rock's tongue spoke and the river carried it there, where Hindi caught fish so that he eats breakfast today. But when he looked around, he found an unknown man standing near his tent, who seemed to be giving something. Hindi told Foreign Rock to go inside, but there she lies there and stands there. The strong man asks the carpenter, "Do you guys live here?" So he says, "What do you need here?" So there it says in reply, "Nothing, I was just playing here. I am feeling this tension." He asked, "How many of you live here?" Handari told that I, my son, and one of my friends who was just brought wood. Hearing this, the person said, "That's what you were saying. Let me go. I have said so much and gone so much." But after he left, Handari, "It sucks a lot around here. Why didn't he listen to what he said?" There she says that now she has grown up and I will dig it and take a fee. Must be a doctor. Both of them have now asked to vacate this place. Why has it been written to Handari? Why has this powerful person come to know about them? So it is possible that he has come here with his people. Before he comes, they have to go to another place. Where are you? They don't even know how to dig. They just have to keep going after collecting all your belongings. Why are these people not one? Which goes very far and fills them. Actually, it was an old house in which probably no one lives anymore. That's why these two had made it their home. Hindi had kept his belongings under a tree outside. Why, if someone attacked this house? So he barked from outside, "Can leave with your belongings." He also built an emergency gate at the back. Now when he is cooking in the evening, even then the melody was whistled, which was a signal of danger. Hindi comes to him speaking. After all, she had seen something which had deeply hurt her. The doula was there. When I got closer, I realized that she was my daughter. But Hindi knew that his death was not because of the play. The bridge was heavily fenced with on the second day when these people dry up, so Hindi and Rag go to the nearby village to get some things. Now he has given Rick a complete picture of the girl. But now this thing is beginning to seem useless to Rick. She doesn't want to live like this anymore, but what to do? She considers me a sack of her father. These people go to a grocery store now where we only see men. Even though you are working as well. What should I do if she is not a child? When it was the turn of both of them to sleep, so the cashier asked Hindi, "Who is this?" He said calmly at once that this is my son. After collecting the goods, these people go to the library. Rick loves to read. That's why I came here, so that we can get some books. Now Hindi also bought a book in which it was mentioned how can one know by looking at one's daughter. In fact, he feels that he is still. I haven't been able to tell my daughter everything. But today when I fell, so he asked what he thought about the matter of shame. Have you really created such women? But Rick believes something else. He has read a lot in books in which there was also about human rights campaign. Told him he could never make art. She will be just like a doula. But I didn't tell this to Windry later. But today Hindi calls it itself. That there will be some changes in its nature in the coming future. Which happens to all girls, but he doesn't need to worry because she is nameless, and yes, those failed countries will never become railway women. Can never be proud now. After a while he was watching something still, some people come to the gate. He said that he had run out of petrol. So what have they done? Henry had agreed, yet one of the men says to be the same person who came along with a small child to buy groceries. Now after hearing this, Henry suddenly gets shocked and brings out the rack hidden outside and is taken out from behind through the same emergency gate, which he had already made both of them go to the forest. On the other side, these people break the gate and enter inside. Yesterday there were 4 people who started looking here and there because they suspected that it might happen. This person has guessed that Rick has a girl. And that's what made these people go too free now. After going into the forest, his father had given him a big birdcage, which had no one inside, so both of them decide to keep it the same for tonight. But Rick wanted to know who those people were. And why did we run away from them? Then Hindi told that he was actually lying down, who are carrying other people's stuff, and then we earn our living from this if they get hold of any girl, so I don't know what he will do with it. Now he knows that it is not safe to stay in the station because it is possible people here have come to know that a girl lives here, so maybe next time we will come with more people. That's why Hindi charges fees to go to his mother's house, which is then a safe place, and that's across the mountain, and it may take them several days to reach there. The journey begins while walking. A task hits them. He asks for a lift. There was a young boy inside the work who calls his name Kylan, and there was a path towards the light where these people also have to go. Callan said that these people have built a place where many people live together, in which we come and we live in it. And still alive, we did it all our own way, grow vegetables, even the electricity we made ourselves. So if you guys also want to go there so you can walk. Once it came to Hindi's mind that such a thing can also happen, but this can also happen, that no matter how many times they come, I am doing this, they are all infected with plaque. If we go away, so we can also get infected. But he asked to stop the work and put the colon away and just said, I want your work now. I have to fight with you for this, or you have to kill. I am ready to do anything, so tell me, what do you want? Kalen didn't want to fight, that's why he gave in with this work. We reached our foreign grandmother's house, but after reaching the gate he found out that there are 3 trees inside where men live, who has lived here for the last 4 years. When Hindi told that this house belongs to his mother, so they guessed because now he owns it. But yes, if they don't spend a night here, so they can spend. Both of them went to the upstairs room. Hindi had no control over these people. That's why he put extra lock on the gear, that if anyone wants to do any kind of work, if he tries, then he can remain silent. Before sleeping, Rag asked his father, how long will all this continue like this? Will we ever be able to live a normal life? Who was the father? Yes, why not? The world depends on Amit. We just have to have hope. Maybe one day we will see everything. After all this, everyone agreed that these people are good. But since that day time spent in this world makes me happy, because Hindi also, they were starting to look good. With others started getting along well. Tom even taught him to hunt. 1 or 2 months go by like this. Then one day you come to Hindi and say, Alex is not your son. Whose daughter is she? Hindi is suddenly surprised. He immediately said, what are you saying? He is my son. You have misunderstood. But friends, you understood the Hindi language by looking at it. What fool is he saying? He told, don't be afraid, I am not like the birds. Actually, I also had a small family, but when this first one happened, my wife died. After this my 2 daughters were alive, but one day the litter is angry in my house. My mother beat both of them a lot and took with him. I haven't seen him anywhere since that day. He writes a lot about these things to son Hundry. Well, something goes further down the line. And yet there was no danger around them. But one day you tell me that he heard there was a place in New York where the saws are kept, and he also gives head that place is safe without them. Handari had also heard about this place, but he didn't have one. Whether the reason is true or not, these things after a few days it also becomes true. One of the queens has betrayed me. And it's high, so he called some of his people. See it coming. Handari realized that someone had cheated him. That's why he went to heaven after reading the book. Asks to drive down from there. There was one more coffee at that time, that's why I was feeling scared, but Handri asks him to leave his hands. And she has left and the head falls down. A man came upon me while waiting. And then she started fighting between the hands. But Handri kept moving away from him. Then went down there where another man was. After trying hard for him, he also killed me. But in this fight you and the media will die. But Kalban was not there, i.e. there was after two. He betrayed his own friends just for a girl. Handri is now starting to flow out of the mint. But then a man standing outside attacked him. This time there is a lot of fighting between the two. Handri was already quite injured, that's why I couldn't fight properly. Why did this happen suddenly? And it seemed that now his daughter will have to live alone. But he had no regrets. Why did he teach him everything? That's why I closed my eyes there. But then there comes the anger. He shouted and shot and killed this man. There she supports Binri and takes her to a nearby hut. Everywhere he put ointment on his wound, but the pain was so great that Henry became unconscious. Now when he wakes up after getting some rest, so I don't see Rick around there. He begins to feel that they might have picked him up and hit him. The fountain flows there in the same condition. And starts looking around for it. Then she looked at her daughter. She was hunting and bringing him back while carrying him. Seeing this, Hanwari gets completely stunned. The day begins to pass. Rage takes good care of her address, cooks food for us, but nowadays the condition of the mother is getting worse. Henry was crying and hugged his daughter. Because now he is the master of wild days, with which this story ends. How did you like the story? Let us know by commenting.